just front and center. Star of the show. Shiniest baby seal that ever did puppy. Are you really here because the baby's tormenting you? I understand. Yeah, you can sit right there. Hi, kids. Ooh. And the puppy sat on my feet. Hi, kids. Welcome back to another pizza party. I'm Mrs. Pizza. This is Weenie. Cheese is biting Winnie. This is Cheese. And we are here today to talk about some upcoming fantasy releases. Me. Hello. I absolutely love seeing about upcoming releases. I love anticipating new books coming out, and I feel like in the fall times, the vibes are immaculate. The kind of books that are coming out are the ones that I'm so excited to read. I like torturing my TBR. I like just making my TBR the biggest bloatiest thing. I don't think bloatiest is a word, but it should be because I used it. And I like making sure that my TBR is really well fed. You know, I like keeping her full. So I'm here to cause problems for you and your TBR and tell you about some upcoming books, and maybe a few of these will make it on your TBR as well. Also, I know this is not an all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful list. I know there are probably some books I've forgotten, and I would love to hear about them. If I'm ruining your TBR, you can ruin mine right back. So if you have got some books that I have missed that are upcoming in October, put them in the comments. Ruin my life. Add to my TBR. All right. Let's talk about some books. We are going to do this in order of release date, and we are going to be starting on October 3rd with The Night of the Witch. I have never read anything from either one of these authors because this is an author team, but this is supposedly a tale of romance and vengeance. This is also the start of a duology. This is the story of a witch and a hunter. Vengeance is their mission. Love is their destiny. Fritzi is a witch, a survivor of a brutal attack on her coven, and she's determined to find her only surviving family member and bring the word I cannot pronounce, zealot witch hunters, to justice for the lives they ended. To do this, she will need to take down their leader. But she also teams up with a witch hunter who has become a witch hunter because he also is trying to take down the witch hunters from the inside. And these two team up to take down the witch hunters. Also, romance, duology, love it, witches, all those words. I'm excited. The next book that also comes out on October 3rd is going to be Curious Tide. And this is by Pascale Lacelle. I made that rhyme. I can't pronounce anything. This book I was interested in because it says it is Ninth House meets A Deadly Education, and Ninth House is such a fun, good time. I also think A Deadly Education is also considered dark academia. I believe it's by Naomi Novik, but I haven't read it. But anything that says the Ninth House. Also, sidebar, if you can hear her chewing, it's very loud. I'm aware. But here's the thing. If she's not chewing the thing, she's attacking the Winnie for the constant need for her to play and expel energy. And Winnie, yes, hello, is an old lady. Thinks she's like 9. She's maybe, who knows? I don't know. We don't know how old you are. And a lady never discusses such things. So, I'm sorry. If you can hear it and it's annoying, I apologize, but I refuse to do anything about it. All right, A Curious Tide. This is a story of a teen who is attending a magical school, but she has mediocre abilities. I think they're healing abilities. One day, there is a big event where a bunch of the students are killed, and our main character is the only survivor of this massacre. After this massacre, these crazy strong magical powers are born into her. She suddenly has the kind of powers that she's never had before. So she teams up with the brother of one of the students that passed away, who also just happened to be her best friend. And the two of them are going to figure out what happened. So magical, dark, mysterious things happening. A bunch of people died. Also, we're teaming up with like a grumpy boy. So there's that. Whatever. I have a soft spot for grumpy characters, and I refuse to apologize. Our next book that is also coming out on October 3rd is Starling House, and this is by Alix E. Harrow. This author did a couple of books. The only one that's popping into my head right now is The Once and Future Witches, but I know there's another book that's also very popular of theirs. This is another one that is touted as a grim and gothic tale. I love me some gothic. This is the story of a small town that is haunted by secrets. Our main character lives in this small town, and the small town basically has one famous town member. That is the weirdest way that I could put that. But they have one person in the town that is infamous and famous, and they were a reclusive author. And when this author passed away, a mysterious house appeared. And everybody stays away from this house. They're pretty sure it's haunted. But one day, our main character gets a job offer having to do with this house, and they can't turn it down. The money's too good. Life's too hard, and you need money to get by. So we are going to hang out in this grim, dark, mysterious house that appeared one day. Yes. I mean, I think that sounds super fun. Mysteries. Mysteries and houses. Our next book after that is coming out on October 10th, and that is going to be Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. Yes, this is a new Cassandra Clare book. No, it is not in the Shadowhunter universe. As of right now, people are speculating that eventually this might tie in somehow. But this is supposed to be a whole new series from this author, and this is a story of two outcasts that live in a vibrant city. One who is a healer and must help other members of this city in secret, and the other is the body double to the prince. So basically, their life's work is to die in the prince's stead. I don't know how these two are going to team up. I don't know what the plans are. We have two people in a epic fantasy story from Cassandra Clare herself. Our next book comes out on October 17th, and this is called The Witches at the End of the World by Chelsea Iversen. This is the story of two sisters who were driven from their small village in, I believe it's in Norway, when their mother was executed. I believe she was burned at the stake, and these two sisters have been exiled from the town. They were cast out, and they have grown up in the woods nearby, and they have two very different responses to it. One sister has just let the anger take over and bubble and boil and just seep into her pores, while the other sister wants nothing more. Sweet Jesus. I literally feared for my life in that moment. I thought I was going to go face first. Maybe we don't murder each other? The other sister dreams of nothing more than being a member of society. Again, they just want to be where the people are. In the immortal words of The Little Mermaid. When our sister that only wishes to be normal leaves one day to start a new life, the other sister casts a curse, and this curse has effects on everyone around it, and once a curse has been cast, it can't be uncast. So this is the story of two sisters in very different paths in life, and a curse that can't be taken back. I think fall is just a great time for witchy stories, Our next book that also comes out on October 17th is going to be Under the Smoke-Strewn Sky by Seanan McGuire. I know that technically these are not Seanan McGuire. They're written under a pen name for Seanan McGuire, but it's the same thing. It's Seanan McGuire under a pen name. This is the final chapter in the Over the Woodward Wall, or the Woodward Wall series. This is I believe a middle grade series from this author, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be on the younger side of young adult, but this is the final chapter in the story of Avery and Zib. They live on the same street in two alternate worlds. One day they climb over the wall and magical adventures begin. This whole series looks super sweet, and I'm a big fan of Seanan McGuire. Who doesn't love a completed series, Our next book also comes out on October 17th, and that is All That Consumes Us by Erica Waters. This is a new YA release that is, again, gothic and dark academia. This is the story of an elite academic society. When our main character gets accepted, she thinks that this is just the best thing that could ever happen to her. And then strange things start happening as soon as she moves into the new dorm, which sounds like it's super spooky Victorian house, All the gothic vibes. When she's not sleepwalking, she's dreaming of being locked in a coffin and buried alive. Ooky spooky, love it. Also the cover is pretty fun. Our next book, which also comes out on October 17th. October 17th is going to be a good day. Is The Unmaking of June, Farrow, and this is by Adrienne Young. This is the same author that gave us, what is the name of that book? Spells for Forgetting, which I feel like I still need to pick up. I've been very interested in that book for a while. But this is the story of a woman who risks everything to end her family's centuries-old curse, solve her mother's disappearance, and find love in this mesmerizing novel. In this small town, our main character runs a flower shop, and she waits for the rumored family curse to turn her mad. But one day, a mysterious door appears, and June has to decide if this is one of the answers to what she's been looking for, helping her solve all of these mysteries surrounding her mother's disappearance, or if she really is starting to go a little bananas. I mean, a door just appeared. Girl, are you okay? This sounds like it's full of mystery, following clues, but it also says there's a star-crossed romance in this, and That sounds pretty fun to me. Coming out on October 19th is Two Twisted Crowns, and this is the second book in the Shepherd King series by Rachel Gillig. I absolutely enjoyed the first book in this series, which is right here. One Dark Window, and promptly pre-ordered the second one. The first book, since this is the second book, I will tell you is about a girl named Elsbeth who lives in a spooky land with a dark and magical forest. And in this place that she lives, that is surrounded by mist and nobody seems to be able to get in or out, the place that she lives in suffers from this mysterious illness. Now, if you catch this illness, two things can happen. You can either, one, die, or two, if you survive this illness, the antibodies of this virus are magic. Basically, if you survive, you are magic, and it is illegal to be someone that has survived this illness and become magic. So if the king and the people in charge find out that you have gotten sick, out you go. Elsbeth got sick years ago and her family secreted her away to be sick in private, and she survived. But everybody in the family thinks everything's okay, but she doesn't, because she doesn't have any outwardly signs of magic, but she's keeping a great big secret. She does have magic. And not only does she have magic, but she has a monster, a magical monster sitting in her brain. She calls him the Nightmare, and he is giving a running commentary on everything that's going on. He is a very sinister sounding character. You don't know what his motivations are, but Elsbeth is in this world with a monster on her brain trying to survive. This book was so great. I really, really enjoyed it and went into it with super low expectations, but the way it ended, immediately you need to pick up the next one, and I am very glad that it is coming out very soon because I need to know. I need to know what happened. I need to know what happened. And our last book that comes out on October 31st, Happy Halloween, is going to be The Rose Hunt, and this is by Mackenzie Hunt. This is touted as the Goonies meets the Inheritance Game. Sure. This is a YA story about Lily Rosewood, and she dreams of taking over her family business. Her grandmother has been grooming Lily for this position for a while now, and then one day, Lily's grandmother drops dead unexpectedly. But instead of just immediately taking over the business, Lily is then sent on a treasure hunt with 3 other teens and all of these mysterious cryptic clues to try and gain access to not only the business that she wants to run, but the fortune that her grandmother left behind. If you enjoyed the Inheritance Games, this sounds like it's just right up that street. You know? But that, kids, is some fabulous fantasy books that are going to be coming out in the month of October, and I'm very excited about a lot of them. Also, my dogs are literally, like, if it was a cartoon, it would literally just be a cloud, like a cloud with, like, paws and legs coming out. Sometimes I time it right, and they're just, like, completely passed out, and then sometimes this happens. I hope you heard about some books that you're excited to add to your TBR. I hope October is a month full of great reading for you. If you had fun hanging out with me and the dogs, please subscribe. I hope you're reading good books out there, wherever you are. And I'll see you next time.